Hey, what's up guys? Crash here, and I am back with another true story. And I am playing some Black Ops 3. It's a good game. I enjoy the quick shooters every once in a while. I know it's not for everybody, but what I have for you today is not so much a story or anything, too tangible as you could recall as a story, I guess. It's more just kind of like, hey, I've had this experience now, and okay, so what it's mostly going to be about is, I know I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but, is working in, retail, and how people are treated in retail. And I really feel like that's very, very important. I always grew up military. My family was in the Air Force. So I was always taught to be extremely respectful. That was just a huge thing. You don't just mistreat people. You don't, for no reason. Unfortunately, that's a very common thing to just be an asshole, or to feel like these people in retail aren't worth a shit, or stuff like that. And recently I had shoulder surgery, and so instead of being a delivery driver that I am, I got stuck inside the store. And this is, a hardware store. So I ended up being up front where I'm like running the register and doing shit like that. Which isn't awful. I felt like I was pretty good at it. I got fairly good at it. But that's one of those deals where I realized how much people are just dicks to people who work in retail, because they can be. They have no reason for it. No reason at all. They talk down to them. They're very rude. And I just want to remind people that, it's not an easy job. Retail, a lot of the time, a lot of these people who do retail, some of them do really like it. I work with some people who really enjoy retail. They enjoy the customer experience for the most part. Whenever you take care of a customer and you make them feel good, that's a good feeling. I've had those, being on delivery, you get to experience that sometimes, and it's very nice. The bad thing is whenever you get people who, I guess they come in, I don't know if they've had a bad experience before, and honestly, I don't feel like that gives anybody a reason to act like an asshole. Just because you've had a bad experience doesn't mean you're going to have another one. You're probably going to have a bad experience when you're an asshole too, because people are going to be less likely to want to help you and to take care of you whenever you are just a nice person. I would love to go the extra mile for someone who is courteous and not a dick, because whenever you get those few people who are just very thankful and they really just are happy that you helped them in the first place, it's such a good feeling as someone who works in retail. You feel like you've really made a difference in someone's day, and unfortunately it doesn't happen as often as you would hope. I feel like a lot of that is a cultural thing. People are just, I guess, jaded, or they're just untrustworthy of people. But there's so many few people who are just genuinely nice and good people. It's hard to find anymore. There were so many times where, like, I would be checking somebody out. I'm a very chipper person. I get a lot of shit for it at work, just for being I'm very happy and chipper. It's just a good thing to have in retail. I've trained myself very well in it. And people, you're being very courteous. I'm asking people, like, a very common question whenever I was up at the register was like, hey, did you find everything all right today? Just in case they didn't. And I'd have people be like, well, who gives a shit if I found everything all right? Well, I can help you find it if you didn't find it. And they were just dicks about it. So, that made it really difficult like the rest of that transaction kind of put me down where I'm like, okay, well, this is how much, your total is 1987. You have a nice day, it kind of kills the mood. It's very, unfortunately, it takes a little bit out of you. And especially someone like me who I feel like I'm a very courteous and helpful person, but, that's one of those things. And this happens on delivery too. I have had many deliveries where, not many, I've had a few deliveries where I will go out to a person's house and they are immediately hostile. Like, hostile. Like, they are like, you need to get my shit inside. You did not show up. They did not give me my delivery the day that I wanted it. That's happened a few times where they're like, well, I asked for it to be the next day. They didn't have it the next day, so you guys came out 3 days after I had bought it. They're like really pissed off, and I've had customers just cussing me out. And really, I have told customers, well, I do not have to take this, sir. I don't have to be talked down like this. I will load your stuff back up on the truck, and you can have a nice day. And I've done that. I've started to put the stuff back in the truck, and their tone changes immediately. Because, and I've had them tell me that they're going to have my job and all this, and I said, you go ahead and call. I have been told multiple times, I do not have to take verbal abuse. So, and, unfortunately, that's a line you have, you have to cross with these people because they will just take advantage of it. If you just roll over and they do that, it gets ugly, I can just leave. And I have left. I have had a lady just get more and more verbally just really abusive. And I ended up just, taking her stuff back to the store. She called him. I told my manager what had happened. He said, okay, well, we'll have them go out another day. We won't send you, but I've told her that she cannot do that. So, as as upset you are, maybe you got screwed over at the store. Hopefully it wasn't the person that is helping you. If it is the person that's helping you, okay, I can see a little bit of, I'm a little bit hostile. Okay. But to take it out on another person who is just there to help you, who has no idea the situation that has happened, is something that happens so commonly that people need to honestly grow up and get over. You never know the situation with someone. It's just like you, where you may be in a bad mood. Someone at a retail job may be having a bad day. That can happen. And it's not a good excuse for somebody, but it's something that does happen. And I wish people would just take more of a human approach with people in retail. I just hope that a lot of people who listen to this, maybe you haven't realized before how much it affects someone's day. It really can make or break somebody's day if you are courteous back to them. It just is so few and far between. So, thanks for watching this, guys. I hope this makes a difference. I know it's a little bit of a rant, but thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.